Joe Budden and P. Diddy's viral freak-off video sparks controversy. In the latest scandal involving music mogul Sean P. Diddy Combs, a viral video featuring Joe Budden and Diddy has reignited discussions about the darker side of Diddy's notorious freak-off parties. The footage, which shows the two casually sipping wine and relaxing before one of Diddy's infamous gatherings, has spread like wildfire across social media, stirring a wide range of reactions. Though seemingly innocent at first glance, quickly drew attention due to its connection to Diddy's infamous parties. Twitter users voiced their concerns and suspicions, with one user commenting, "I knew that was weird," and another calling for the arrest of all involved. Joe Budden's presence in the video has left many fans shocked, especially since he has built a reputation for addressing industry controversies and keeping his distance from drama. Diddy's freak-off parties have long been rumored to be wild, no-boundary events. These gatherings, often held in luxurious penthouses or private estates, have been described in lawsuits as parties where drugs, such as ecstasy and ketamine, fueled participants, and sex workers were flown in from across the globe. Allegations claim these events involved power dynamics, coercion, and manipulation, with Diddy exercising control over attendees. Reports suggest that women at these parties were often coerced into participating, while male sex workers were paid handsomely. Some lawsuits have painted an even darker picture, claiming that these parties were more dangerous than the public ever knew, with allegations of physical violence, coercion, and drug-fueled debauchery. The viral video has dragged Joe Budden into the spotlight, sparking outrage and disappointment among fans. Known for his no-nonsense approach to discussing difficult topics in hip-hop and pop culture, Budden now finds himself caught in a controversy tied to one of Diddy's most infamous activities. But Joe Budden isn't the only celebrity whose name has been linked to Diddy's freak-off parties. Grammy-winning producer Stevie J, who worked closely with Diddy at Bad Boy Records, has also been entangled in rumors. Allegations have surfaced about a video showing Stevie J involved in sexual acts during one of Diddy's notorious gatherings, although he has denied these claims. Usher, too, has been mentioned in connection with Diddy's parties, further fueling speculation. Meek Mill has also found himself implicated after a lawsuit suggested a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj, widely believed to be Meek, was involved in one of these freak-off parties. Though Meek has strongly denied any involvement, the rumors have stuck, adding to the growing list of celebrities tied to these events. As the rumors about Diddy's parties persist, several lawsuits have been filed, accusing him of serious misconduct. Among the most notable is the lawsuit filed by Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a former producer who claims that during his time working with Diddy on his Love album, he was subjected to physical abuse, coercion, and sexual harassment. Jones alleges that Diddy forced him to participate in these freak-offs and assaulted him multiple times over the course of several months. Another high-profile case involves Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, who filed a lawsuit claiming years of abuse and manipulation. Cassie alleged that Diddy coerced her into sexual acts with male escorts while he watched and filmed, all while subjecting her to psychological and physical abuse. The controversy has even extended beyond the music world, implicating figures like Oscar-winning actor Cuba Gooding Jr. and prominent pastor Bishop T.D. Jakes. According to lawsuits, Gooding was accused of groping a man at one of Diddy's parties, while rumors surfaced suggesting that Jakes had ties to some of Diddy's gatherings. Both men have denied the allegations, but the association has fueled further outrage. On September 16, 2024, Diddy's controversies reached a critical point when he was arrested in Manhattan after being indicted on federal charges of racketeering, sex trafficking, and interstate transportation for prostitution. Federal agents raided his homes in Los Angeles and Miami, seizing large quantities of drugs and other incriminating evidence, including over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricants allegedly used in his parties. The arrest marked the culmination of a long investigation into Diddy's alleged criminal enterprise, which spanned years of illicit activity. As the case unfolds, the hip-hop mogul faces the possibility of life in prison if convicted on the most serious charges. As Diddy prepares for a legal battle, the fallout from these allegations continues to spread. Celebrities who have been linked to Diddy's parties, like Joe Budden and Stevie J, are facing scrutiny, and the public's view of Diddy, once a towering figure in the music industry, has been permanently altered. For Joe Budden, whose influence in hip-hop extends beyond music to podcasting and media, the viral video has put him in an awkward position. Given his history of addressing tough industry issues, many expect Budden to eventually respond to the controversy. However, whether his association with Diddy will have long-term consequences for his career remains to be seen. Diddy's legal team is gearing up for what promises to be a long and drawn-out fight. Despite their efforts to secure a $50 million bail package, the judge denied the request, citing Diddy as a flight risk and a danger to the community. Now being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center, Diddy faces an uncertain future, with charges that could end his career and put him behind bars for life. The revelations surrounding Diddy's freak-off parties and the legal cases that have emerged in recent years have cast a dark shadow over the entertainment industry. As more high-profile figures are linked to these events, the broader implications for the industry are becoming more evident. The culture of excess and abuse of power, long rumored to be pervasive in certain circles, is now being exposed in courtrooms and lawsuits, changing the way the public views some of its biggest stars. Diddy's downfall, if it continues, could serve as a cautionary tale for the entertainment world, where wealth, power, and influence often protect those involved from scrutiny. But as the legal system catches up to these allegations, the era of unaccountable power in the industry may be coming to an end.
Includes pictures from that day showing young Miami and her cousin, further backing up Jones's claims. Then there's Cuba Gooding Jr. The Oscar-winning actor found himself caught up in the lawsuit as well. Jones claimed that Diddy was grooming him to eventually pass him off to Gooding. According to the lawsuit, this led to an uncomfortable situation on Diddy's yacht, where Gooding allegedly groped Jones after Diddy left the two alone. The unwanted behavior allegedly continued until Jones had to physically push Gooding away. Gooding has strongly denied these accusations, expressing surprise at even being mentioned in the lawsuit. He called the claims ridiculous and downplayed his relationship with Diddy, making it clear that they weren't close. Gooding explained that their connection was no more than an acquaintance-level one, implying that his name being dragged into the lawsuit was blown way out of proportion.
Were you guys close? Were you guys friends, or?
We were acquaintances, just like I just showed you. Yeah. 2-3 times I've seen him, so it's...
Oh, so Diddy, you've only seen him 2 or 3 times.
That's what I'm saying! That's what I'm saying!
And shockingly, Bishop T.D. Jakes' name got thrown into the mix too. Now, while Bishop Jakes wasn't accused of doing anything illegal, rumors started swirling that he had been involved in some of Diddy's events, with claims that he engaged in same-gender relationships. To make things worse, the lawsuit suggests Diddy was planning to use his connection with the pastor to help soften the blow from all these legal issues, especially the one brought by Cassie. Bishop Jakes wasn't having it though. He came out strong, denying any involvement, and called the allegations straight up false and baseless. But here's the kicker. This viral footage and the freak-offs, that's just scratching the surface when it comes to the mess Diddy's facing right now. Diddy's legal woes.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
On the evening of September 16, 2024, Diddy was arrested in Manhattan after being indicted by a federal grand jury. According to the indictment, Diddy orchestrated these crimes as part of a larger criminal enterprise, which reportedly spanned years of illegal activity involving coercion, drugging, and exploitation of both men and women. This takedown comes after months of investigations and allegations piling up against Diddy. The arrest was the culmination of a long, drawn-out process that included federal agents raiding his homes and Los Angeles and Miami earlier in the year. During those raids, authorities seized a large stash of drugs and over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant, allegedly used in his infamous freak-offs. Now, Diddy might have known his time was coming, but he wasn't about to act like it. The very day of his arrest, he was out here living like nothing was wrong. Man was spotted in Central Park, chilling like it was just another day in the life. Sun shining, vibes good, and not a worry in sight. He was even out here interacting with fans, snapping pics.
I'm not lying. Oh, they beautiful.
Thank you guys, I appreciate it. It was really nice meeting you guys.
But while Diddy was out here acting like everything was sweet, things were heating up behind the scenes. One of the most damaging cases against him was the lawsuit from Rodney Lil Rod Jones. We've already talked about how this lawsuit dragged in several big names, but it gets even deeper. Jones isn't just accusing Diddy of involving him in those freak-offs. He's accusing Diddy of straight-up assault. Jones says that between September 2022 and November 2023, he wasn't just producing music for Diddy's Love album, he was living under Diddy's roof, spending months at Diddy's homes in LA, Miami, and New York. It wasn't just confined to those spots either. Jones was also invited to spend weeks on Diddy's luxury yacht in the US Virgin Islands. While on the surface, this might have seemed like an opportunity to work with one of the biggest names in the industry, the reality, according to Jones, was far from glamorous. Jones claims that during his time with Diddy, he was subjected to unwanted physical contact. The lawsuit alleges that Diddy repeatedly groped and touched him inappropriately, whether they were in Los Angeles, New York, Miami, or even on that luxury yacht. The allegations go even further, with Jones claiming that Diddy forced him to work inside the bathroom, all while Diddy paraded around naked, showering in a glass enclosure with no concern for boundaries. Feeling disrespected and straight up uncomfortable, Jones decided to voice his concerns to Christina Coram, Diddy's chief of staff. But instead of taking his complaint seriously, Coram brushed it off with, "You know, Sean will be Sean." But here's where things take an even wilder turn. Jones claims that Diddy gave him footage showing people caught up in these freak-offs, with recordings taken at his homes, footage Jones believes was captured by hidden cameras set up all over Diddy's properties. So if the rumors about Joe Budden being involved are true, there's a chance his footage might be out there too. And it didn't stop with the freak-offs. Jones also says Diddy would randomly take his phone and record himself, leaving him with hundreds of hours of video and audio evidence. But the freaks-offs and the assault are not the only thing Lil Rod is revealing in his lawsuit. He is also revealing that Diddy was part of a massive shooting. According to the claims, around September 12, 2022, Diddy hosted a writers and producers camp at Chalice Recording Studio in LA. It wasn't just him though. His son Justin Combs was there too, along with Justin's friend, known as G, and a bunch of other music heads. Things took a wild turn that night when Diddy, Justin, and G got into a heated argument. The tension was so thick, they had to move it out of the studio and into a nearby restroom to cool things off. Jones says he was just a couple of feet away when he heard the argument escalate, and then, out of nowhere, gunshots rang out. Jones describes the moment as straight up terrifying. He froze, thinking he could be next, scared the bullets might come right through the door with him sitting that close. When the shooting finally stopped, a crowd gathered around the bathroom door. As it swung open, out walked Diddy and Justin, cool and collected like nothing had happened. But G was still inside, curled up on the floor, bleeding from his leg and hip. Frustrated with the lack of action, Jones couldn't wait any longer. He dropped everything, rushed over to G, and started applying pressure to his wounds, trying to stop the bleeding. Seeing that G was hit in multiple spots, Jones lifted him up and sat him on the toilet, shouting for someone to call an ambulance. By the time the paramedics arrived, Jones had helped G to the front, but Diddy and Justin had already disappeared into another part of the studio. Jones claims Diddy gave strict orders for everyone to tell the police he wasn't involved in the shooting. He even forced Jones to lie, instructing him to say that G had been shot in a drive-by outside the studio, completely covering up what really went down. According to the lawsuit, Jones claims he still holds on to the clothes he was wearing that night, which he believes may have G's bloodstains and DNA on them, serving as potential evidence of what really went down during the shooting. But Jones wasn't the only one who brought serious accusations against Diddy. Cassie, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, had also filed a lawsuit, claiming she had been subjected to years of manipulation, abuse, and forced participation in his notorious freak-offs. Though she later dropped the lawsuit after reaching a settlement, the claims she made during the filing painted a disturbing picture of what she endured during their relationship. Cassie claimed Diddy coerced her into getting involved in sexual acts with male escorts, all while he sat back, watched, masturbated, and filmed the whole thing. She talked about how these freak-offs had a whole setup, with costumes like masquerade masks and lingerie, and went went down in fancy hotels across the country, and sometimes in his own cribs. The lawsuit also alleged that Diddy had Cassie searching escort sites to find male sex workers for these twisted encounters. And it wasn't just about the acts, it was the drugs too. Cassie said that drugs were often part of the scene, helping her disassociate from the horrific things she was being forced to go through. Cassie's lawsuit also painted a picture of the psychological games Diddy played. She'd delete videos off her phone, thinking they were gone, only for Diddy to remind her that he still had them backed up. On one occasion, while they were on a flight, he made her watch a video she thought she'd erased, adding even more trauma to what she had already endured. But it wasn't just the mind games. Cassie also laid out some serious accusations of physical abuse throughout their relationship. According to the lawsuit, Diddy would regularly beat her, leaving her bruised and battered. She described multiple instances where Diddy would lose his temper, hitting her, throwing objects, and even kicking her. Of course, when these claims first went public, Diddy was quick to deny everything. His legal team didn't hold back, calling the accusations false and outrageous, saying Cassie was trying to extort him. But then, things took a hard left when a video from a 2016 hotel incident leaked online. The footage showed Diddy in the middle of a violent altercation, which forced him to switch up his response.
I was f***ed up. I mean, I hit rock bottom. But I made no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
But by then, the damage was already done. Even with Diddy trying to own up to that moment, his reputation was already on shaky ground. And with the recent charges he's facing, his lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, came out strong, telling the press Diddy is innocent of these latest charges.
He's not guilty. He's innocent of these charges. He's going to plead not guilty, obviously. He's going to fight this with all of his energy and all of his might and the full confidence of his lawyers. And I expect a long battle with a good result for Mr. Combs.
But let's be real, Diddy's claims of innocence are a tough sell for a lot of folks, especially with everything else he's got going on in the public eye. Other controversies surrounding Diddy. Diddy's legal battles and footage video that's trending all over social media.
I'm so sorry, but I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness.
It would seem that P. Diddy's attempt at some sort of redemption didn't exactly hit the mark for most people. Jaguar Wright is one of those people. Jaguar Wright has always had something to say about P. Diddy and his drama-filled life.
Just die. As many you already killed.
Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest motherfucker.
She hasn't been scared to say things the way she saw them, and it's obvious that she doesn't plan to start now. Here's a deep dive into Jaguar's reactions to the eyesore of an apology from P. Diddy. Grab some popcorn. You'll need it for what is to come. Jaguar, not convinced with Diddy's apology. Music mogul P. Diddy has come forward with a public confession and apology. In the video, Diddy admits to assaulting singer and ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura, even though her name was never mentioned in the video. P. Diddy and Cassie Ventura's relationship first caught the public eye in the mid-2000s. Their relationship, spanning over a decade, saw the couple making a lot of public appearances and musical collaborations, painting a picture of a power couple going through the highs and lows of fame together. However, beneath it all, there were whispers of trouble. Rumors of assaults began to the surface. The allegations against P. Diddy took an unexpected turn when video evidence was released to the public. This footage, obtained and shared by media outlets, showed a confrontation between P. Diddy and Cassie Ventura that was difficult to ignore. The video, which captured a heated argument that grew to physical violence, makes one wonder how many more allegations against Diddy are true. The footage closely matches the description of the incident detailed in Ventura's lawsuit. The incident took place in March 2016, but it wasn't until the release of the security video that the full impact of Ventura's allegations against Diddy was brought to life. In the video, Diddy had only a towel on and could be seen in a hotel hallway running after a woman who had been identified as Cassie Ventura. His appearance is aggressive as he approaches Cassie, who seems to be making her way to the elevator to sneak out of the hotel room. Cassie is caught unaware as Diddy grabs her and throws her to the ground with force before proceeding to kick her twice. The violence gets worse as Diddy begins to drag Ventura by her hooded sweatshirt while she is still on the ground. The video shows Ventura reaching for a phone as he steps out of the camera's view for a moment. When he re-enters the frame, he appears to push Ventura, who is out of the camera's reach by then. The footage continues as he sits sits in a chair, picking up an object and throwing it in anger. In an attempt to redeem himself, P. Diddy decided to address the situation head on. In a video making the rounds on the internet and smelling of Diddy's usual bravado, he admitted to his wrongdoing, saying he was truly sorry and that his behavior displayed in the footage was inexcusable. He continued saying, "I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now." In a move to demonstrate his commitment to change, Diddy also revealed that he had sought professional help, undergoing therapy and rehab in an effort to confront his issues. He appealed to a higher power, not Cassie, asking for mercy and grace, and noted that he was not seeking forgiveness through his apology, but rather expressing sincere regret for his actions.
Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. So sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness.
Remember when Cassie sued Diddy over accusations of assault and abuse? Diddy's stance was one of complete denial. I believe he made a statement saying, "Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged." Now that there's evidence that can't be denied or twisted and is out for the world to see, a sad apology video followed, and everything is magically right with the world again. I think not. That's not all, by the way. The lawsuit alleged that Diddy had paid the hotel $50,000 for the security video immediately after the incident, a claim that neither he nor his representatives addressed and wasn't mentioned in his apology video. Diddy's video has gotten many reactions, some good, some bad, and some very angry. One reaction in particular comes from a woman who has been against P. Diddy from the beginning. She has accused Diddy of exploitative practices, manipulation, and fostering an environment that was harmful to artists' well-being. Jaguar Wright, in an interview, shared her thoughts on the video, and as one would expect from her, she wasn't pleased about it.
Just die. As many you already killed. My body, soul. You go join?
Jaguar has been speaking out on many of Diddy's alleged crimes. She was on Cassie's side when she sued Diddy and has been sounding like a broken record about how Diddy is the bad guy in this movie. But before I go into all that, there are other reactions I want you to see. Domestic violence experts have been quick to reflect on the matter, with Joanna Otero Cruz, president of the Philadelphia-based Women Against Abuse Domestic Violence Center, describing Diddy's apology as a textbook example of the cycle of domestic violence. She said, "This is the classic cycle of domestic violence. They're apologizing and they want to create sympathy from others, apathy from others, all of those things. This is the typical behavior of someone who perpetuates abuse. We're just seeing it in public now." Meredith Firetog, Ventura's attorney, criticized the apology as self-centered, stating that it was more about himself than the many people he has hurt. She condemned the fact that Combs only felt he had to apologize after his denials were proven false. She added that he was only compelled to apologize once his repeated denials were proven false shows his pathetic desperation, and no one will be swayed by his disingenuous words. Moving on to reactions from public relations experts. They have also dissected Diddy's apology, and here's what they have to say about it. Daniel Brackens of Interpublic Group and Valise Jones of Sincerely Nicole Media both agreed that the apology lacked empathy, accountability, and a clear plan to rectify the harm caused. In Jones's words, "I believe the video has done more harm than good. The apology just doesn't come across as sincere at all. He was apologizing to the general public because it was about his public image. I don't think this apology was smart." With many people sharing their thoughts on this recent Diddy drama, it's expected that 50 Cent would have something to say as well. 50 Cent has never been one to shy away from speaking his mind. He takes aim at Diddy's apology with a post on social media saying, "This is not going to work. Who is advising him right now? SMH, bad move." Obviously, 50 Cent isn't in favor of the apology video either. As the initial wave of reactions continues to rise, it seems that Diddy's apology might have been a mistake. Of course, the public relations strategy behind the apology video is clear for all to see. But the timing of the apology, clashing with the release of the assault video and the settlement of the lawsuit, suggests a reactive rather than proactive approach. This approach can often be seen as fake, as it may appear that the apology was prompted by external pressures rather than an internal moral compass. Although the footage of P. Diddy assaulting Cassie Ventura is damaging to him in the public's eye, yet an update from the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office might increase the public's anger. The update suggests that Diddy might evade charges for the incident. The reason? An issue with the timing. An existing law sets the maximum time after an event has occurred that legal proceedings may take place. In the case of the footage, this law plays a crucial role. The Los Angeles District Attorney's Office explained that the abuse, having taken place several years ago, falls outside the window of time that the law permits for prosecution. This legal boundary, designed to ensure timely and fair legal action, now acts as a shield for Diddy, potentially preventing any charges from being brought against him for this specific incident. Therefore, the Los Angeles DA's inability to charge Diddy is a matter of legal procedure. It is obvious that the consequences of the video for P. Diddy's career and future endeavors are uncertain, but would be significant. As a big name in the music industry, Diddy's brand is built on a carefully arranged image of success and charisma, and this video threatens to throw a shadow over that. Still, many worry that with the threat of no legal actions taking place, those consequences might not be significant enough to ensure that P. Diddy won't have the chance to harm anyone like that again. Circling back to Jaguar and what she has been saying about Diddy over the years. Jaguar's beef with Diddy. The voice of Jaguar Wright has been echoing warnings for years about celebrities in the music industry. Years ago, she exposed a series of allegations against P. Diddy, and with the recent evidence making the rounds, her warnings have resurfaced, together with fresh accusations. Wright's allegations have been loud, public, and pointed. She wasn't scared of Diddy's huge influence, deep connections, and ability to shape narrative. The media at that time walked on eggshells around Wright's claims, often pushing her story to the sidelines, yet her words remain. One of Wright's allegations came in 2023. She voiced her concerns on social media about the very unfortunate coincidence that individuals who started Uptown Records, who were all working on tell-all books, had passed away, leaving Diddy and a few others as the remaining survivors from the original Uptown Records crew.
Uptown Records started with 5 people. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead.
What's big?
Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died.
Wright faced a lot of backlash then for accusing Diddy with little to no proof to back her claims up. She also mentioned that Cassie Ventura must have witnessed something very troubling while she was dating Diddy, and that was what led to the end of their relationship. At first, all these were just baseless accusations against Diddy, until late 2023, when Cassie herself filed a lawsuit against Diddy, alleging rape and abuse since she was 19. The lawsuit claimed that Diddy had forced her to subjected her to physical abuse, and even raped her. This legal action brought Wright's earlier statements back into people's minds, with many on social media revisiting her video and asking if there are truths to her claims in light of Cassie's allegation. The conversation has opened up discussions about the treatment of artists, especially women, in the music industry. The settlement of Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy only increased these discussions, with some interpreting it as a silencing mechanism, while others saw it as a resolution that spares all parties from the public eye. Another allegation from Jaguar Wright against P. Diddy is that Diddy allegedly has a tape that captured a woman being murdered. The claim came during an interview where Wright was asked about her predictions for future revelations in the music industry. Kathy White's true killer is going to be unveiled, and it's not a man. Show them the tape, Diddy. You've got it. To add to this, Wright also dragged Jay-Z and Beyonce into this allegation. She added, "That might buy you a little time. We're going to hang you high. Jay-Z too, Beyonce too." In case you're wondering what's going on, I'll give a little backstory. Kathy White was allegedly Jay-Z's mistress once upon a time before her death in 2011. The rumors about Kathy's and Jay-Z's romance and then her death led to numerous conspiracy theories. Although these theories were never verified, still, social media users saw the possibility of a truth in the conspiracy theory. At the same time, the implications of Wright's claim, if proven to be true, could be bad for Diddy, Jay-Z, and Beyonce. Diddy's violent past doesn't do much to help with Wright's accusations. In the late 1990s, Diddy was involved in a nightclub shooting that led to his and his then girlfriend Jennifer Lopez's arrest. Although he was later cleared of all charges, the incident was still a dark cloud over Diddy's life. Another incident worthy of note happened sometime in 2010. Diddy's name was once again in the headlines, this time for getting physical with a coach at the University of California, Los Angeles, where his son was on the football team. As a result of the fight, Diddy was charged with 3 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, 1 count of making terrorist threats, and 1 count battery. Although the charges were eventually dropped, it added another layer to the public's view of Diddy as a figure not to be played with. Wright's allegations were not the first time Diddy had been accused of violent behavior. In 2015, a lawsuit was filed by his former personal chef, who claimed she was subjected to sexual harassment and wrongful termination. Though the case was settled out of court, it raised questions about the culture within Diddy's business empire. Moving on, Wright has thrown another accusation with 3 celebrities catching the heat: Nicki Minaj, Meek Mill, and of course, P. Diddy.
Nicki put that up to here. That Nicki recorded that at the freak off in the Calabasas. She been waiting to drop that on Meek.
Oh, man.
She just wasn't going to tell nobody it was Diddy.
Jaguar Wright has accused Nicki Minaj of leaking a private audio conversation between Meek Mill and P. Diddy. While the truth surrounding the audio is still unconfirmed, the hip-hop world is still left to wonder if there are truths hidden in the leaked material. The relationship between Nicki and Meek was more than professional, with the two rappers dating for a time. Before the leak, these three figures moved within the same circles. Their professional and personal lives were entangled in one way or another. The respect and friendship they shared was clear for all to see, making the allegations of Nicki Minaj leaking private information about Diddy and Meek all the more shocking. The hip-hop community was rocked to its core when an audio clip allegedly featuring the voices of P. Diddy and Meek Mill surfaced online. The content of the audio, while not yet verified, was said to be of a highly sensitive nature, with implications that could destroy both their reputations. As the audio went viral, fans and critics alike needed answers. Social media blew up into a madness of speculation and debate, with hashtags and trending topics. Nicki Minaj, the alleged source of the leak, found herself at the center of the storm. Her silence on the matter only served to fuel the fire of rumors. Meek Mill was quick to distance himself from the audio, denying any involvement. His denials, however, did little to stop the gossip. P. Diddy has offered no comment on the leak. His silence was unlike him and led many to wonder what he might be hiding. So many questions remain unanswered. If truly the audio recording is P. Diddy and Meek Mill doing their personal business, and it is Nicki Minaj who is behind the leaking of the audio, why did she do it? Why would she want to put two people close to her under the bus? What part of this story is hidden from the public's knowledge? Part of Wright's accusation also alleges that Nicki Minaj had strategically waited to expose Meek Mill, all while keeping the involvement of Diddy under wraps. Wright's narrative suggested a web of deceit and manipulation, with Nicki Minaj as the puppet master pulling the string, which shows a different side to this already complicated story. The consequences of the leaked audio and Jaguar Wright's wild allegations have gone far beyond the personal lives of Nicki Minaj, P. Diddy, and Meek Mill. The accusations have put Nicki under examination. Meek Mill could also face backlashes if this scandal turns out to be true. One other allegation from Jaguar Wright against P. Diddy that seemed to have been a secret that had been guarded for a while had Christopher Williams in the mix. These claims, while unverified, are not isolated. They give voice to the whispers and rumors that have been circulating for a while now. According to Wright, a young female attorney working as one of the lead counsels for Bad Boy Entertainment stumbled upon a scene that would forever alter her perception of the industry. Wright recounts that this attorney walked in on Christopher Williams performing a sexual act on P. Diddy, an incident that allegedly took place in Diddy's own office.
When she walked in, the door wasn't locked, so she didn't think twice about just walking in, and when she walked in, she saw Christopher Williams performing show on Puff.
The weight of this claim is made worse by what follows. Wright describes a chilling conversation between the attorney and Diddy, where he showed off his influence, suggesting that the ability to compel such acts from people was a demonstration of his power, a power that could make or break careers on an impulse. The aftermath of the alleged incident, as narrated by Jaguar Wright, was a turning point for the young attorney whose career at Bad Boy Entertainment was changed with no way of going back to the way things were before the incident. Wright claims that the attorney, after witnessing the act and the subsequent conversation with Diddy, felt forced to leave not just her position, but the city of New York altogether. It was Wright herself who provided the attorney with a new job, offering her safety and a chance to rebuild her life. As I get to the end of this deep dive into Jaguar Wright's allegations and accusations against P. Diddy, the narrative she has provided about Diddy is quite upsetting. Although P. Diddy is no stranger to legal dramas, he has had quite a number of lawsuits in the past few years. Diddy's drama with the law. The most recent legal battle that has P. Diddy in the middle was the lawsuit Rodney Lil Rod Jones filed against him. The allegation is a terrifying tale of sexual harassment, drugging, and threats that lasted over a year. Before the storm, Lil Rod was a producer with dreams of hitting it big. He crossed paths with Diddy, and the collaboration seemed like a golden ticket for Lil Rod. The project was released in September 2023, but There are other lesser-known lawsuits that have been filed against him over the years. They range from allegations of misconduct to accusations that would send shivers down your spine. I'll begin with the lawsuit filed by Joy Dickerson Neal against Diddy. The allegation claimed that in 1991, Dickerson Neal was having dinner with Diddy, and it was there that she got drugged by Diddy. Dickerson Neal alleged that the incident occurred in an environment where she expected safety and professionalism, only to find herself in a scenario that would haunt her for years to come. In the face of these serious claims, Diddy's camp was quick to respond. His representative issued a vehement denial, dismissing the lawsuit as nothing more than an attempt to make extra money from Diddy. They argued that Dickerson Neal's story was fake and it lacked credibility, and pointed out inconsistencies that they believed undermined her account. One such inconsistency highlighted by the defense was the mention of companies in the lawsuit that, according to them, did not exist at the time of the alleged incident. This detail was used to cast doubt on the truthfulness of Dickerson Neal's claim. The battle lines were drawn, with Dickerson Neal on one side, seeking justice for what she claimed was a misuse of her trust and well-being, and Diddy on the other, defending his name against accusations that threatened to spoil the legacy he had worked so hard to build. The story takes a darker turn with another chilling account of a woman known only as Jane Doe, whose lawsuit against P. Diddy was even more violent. According to the legal documents, Jane Doe accused Diddy, Harve Pierre, the former president of Bad Boy Records, and another unnamed individual subjected her to an assault that was both violent and violating. She claimed that during an encounter with the music mogul, she was gang raped and molested. The details narrated in the lawsuit showed an extremely brutal side of Diddy, as was seen in the video where he abused Cassie. The consequences of such allegations, if true, painted a picture of predatory behavior and an abuse of power by individuals at the highest levels of the music world, away from the lawsuits that have been filed against Diddy and to another unexpected clash with the law. On the 25th of March 2024, law enforcement agencies stormed Diddy's homes, both in LA and Miami. The federal agents planned a raid that no one knew about until it happened. These federal agents, operating under the authority of a federal sex trafficking investigation, descended upon the homes of Sean Diddy Combs. Prior to this day, Diddy had been going through a complex legal landscape, with his name popping up in connection to various lawsuits, including those alleging sexual abuse. As the dust settled following the raids on Diddy's homes, the outcome sliced through Diddy's personal life. Nisa Hilton, Diddy's ex-girlfriend and mother to his son